I'll just start with prayers. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Natam Sajivam Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Sindhubhya eva cha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Sorry I forgot. Thank you for being here and thank you for your time. I hope I won't let you down and won't waste your time. So I'll start. So we will discuss about Glories of Purushottam month, which is starting from tomorrow. And so we will cover, first of all, from the lens of astronomy. We will see like how this extra month is added from astronomical point of view. Then we will see a significant event which happens in the Purushottam month, or which is also known as Adhik Maas, which we will get to know like in the astronomical point. And then we have story of Adhik Maas. Then we will discuss the importance of Adhik Maas or Purushottam Maas by going through the story of Lord Krishna and the Pandavas. And finally, we will see some devotional activities that to be performed in this month. So we'll start with the astronomy. So at night, we usually see, if we go out or go to the rooftop, we see stars, constellations, moon. So what happens is the position of stars or these constellation is fixed and the earth is rotating. So when we see, say for example, if you see a constellation tonight at a specific time from a specific location, and right after 1 year, you will be able to see exactly the same constellation from the same location from the same time. But similar, we get to see the different planets and like moon, we get to see, and sun also, but they have their own motion. So due to that, there is some difference that is not exactly after 1 year. So if you see moon, like from say Brooklyn or New Jersey at 9 p.m. this time. So after 1 year, which will be 354 days, a little above that, you will be able to see moon right at that position from there. And that marks the completion of lunar year. So 1 lunar year is equals to 354 days, approximately. And similarly, there is solar year, which is around 365 days. So for our Vedic calendar so there are some tithis that are like, they are not fixed dates, Janmashtami, Radhashtami. So they are calculated based on astronomy and astrological calculations and technicalities. But we see there is a difference of around 11 days between the solar year and the lunar year. So to cover this difference, so for example, in 1 year it is 11 days or 10 days approximately, and in 2 years it will be around 21 to 22, and in 3 years it will be 33, and so on. So the calculations will go haywire. So to cover up the calculation and make sure that everything is in sync, an extra month is added, which is also known as Adhik Maas. So Adhik means extra and Maas means month. So this is why the extra month is added from the point of astronomy. So I hope till now it is clear. And now we will see one of the significant event that happens in this Adhik Maas. So let's go to Jagannath Puri. So every year in Jagannath Puri, the deities are not changed. They are bathed and repainted. So during Snan Yatra, which happens every year, there are like hundreds and hundreds of pots. Water is collected and deities are bathed using that. So what happens is there is a time period of 15 days, which is also known as Anavsara period. So during that time, deities fall sick. They are given herbal medicines and fruits. They are taken care of, and also they are repainted. So the paint which is used is not using chemical pigments or unnatural paint. It is used as natural pigment. The paint is natural pigments. So when it is exposed to water, it comes off. So you may be wondering what happens when during the Abhisheka, during festivals. So during that time, uh, the Abhishek is not done directly on deities. It is done using a mirror in the where we get the reflection of the deities, and the priests, the pujaris, do the Abhishek like that. So then the significant event that I want to talk about in Adhik Maas is Nava Kalevra. So Nava means new and Kalevra means body. So the deities are changed after certain years, which can be 12 years, 13 years, 19 years. But this is done based on when the Purushottam month collides with the Ashad month. This is when Navakalevra happens. For example, this time Purushottam month is coinciding with Ashwin month. But when it coincides with Ashad month, which is usually in June and July, so Navakalevra happens during that time. And instead of 15-day period, the Anavsara period, the period gets like 1 month and 15 days. So certain Daitapatis, they take care of the Lord, and usually they are repainted, but during Navakalevra, the deities are changed. So this is one event that happens in Adhik Maas. Now we will go towards the story of Adhik Maas. Before starting it, we all know like Yudhishthira Maharaj lost gambling match and was humiliated, and the all Pandavas and Draupadi, they were humiliated in the entire assembly by Duryodhan, Dushasan, and all the Kauravas. So after that, they were taken away all their opulences and wealth, and they were sent to the forest. So they were living in the forest, and like they had Brahmins there, and they used to hear from them, and living a very simple life. But Bhima, Draupadi, they used to get very angry, like, we should fight this injustice. And Yudhishthira Maharaj used to calm them down, like, it's okay, calm down, calm down. So when Krishna, he heard about like Pandavas are in Kamya Kavan, so he wanted to visit them and see them. So Krishna goes there, and when he hears everything, whatever they went through, he gets so angry that he says like, not only I'll kill Duryodhan, but I will just destroy this entire universe. And he becomes so angry because the Pandavas were so dear to him. And Yudhishthira Maharaj and all the Pandavas request him, pacify him, please don't do that, please calm down, please calm down. And they all sit together. And then Yudhishthira Maharaj asked him, like, we are going through so much, the miseries that have come our way. What is the reason for that? Then Lord Krishna narrates the story. So actually, if we see in our scriptures, there is like dialogue within dialogue. So this dialogue starts between Sutta Goswami and the sages at Naimisharanya. So Sutta Goswami is quoting Narada Muni, who is talking to Lord Narayana at Badrikashram. So some sage asked Sutta Goswami, like, what is the story of Purushottam Maas, the Adhik Maas? So he quotes what the conversation, the dialogues between Lord Narayan and Narada Muni. So similar to that, Narada Muni asked to Lord Narayan, so I have heard different months like Kartik, Chaitra, Vishakha, like that. So what is this Purushottam Maas? How it is so important? So Lord Narayan then narrates this story which Krishna is going to tell to the Pandavas. So it is like dialogue within the dialogue. So let's start the story. And before that, in Vedic culture, everything is personal. For example, every day has a deity, like Ravivar, Somvar, Shanivar. Every planet has a deity. Every directions, they have deity. Similarly, every month has a deity. So this Adhik Maas, this extra month, also has a deity. And she is known as like Adhik Maas Devi. So since this is an extra month, there is no auspicious date. So in this world, there are many people who do not follow religion. And some who do, many of them, out of them, they follow it ritualistically. Like they do religious activities to gain material, to have material gains and all that. So since in this month there is no auspicious date you can get, you cannot do housewarming, there are no marriages, so no events you can have in this month. So everyone used to, not like this month and say bad things about it. So they used to call it Mal Maas. So Mal means dirty. So they used to call it a Mal Maas because there is no auspicious date. You cannot perform any activity. You cannot get any material gain like that. So it was called Mal Maas, and it was blasphemed, criticized, rejected. So other months, they had like Janmashtami, they had Ram Novi. So they used to laugh on the Adhik Maas Devi, like this month has nothing. It is like a useless month. It was rejected, condemned, and criticized. So the Adhik Maas Devi became very sad. She became very sad, and after all, everyone was criticizing her without any reason. So she went to Lord Narayana at Badrikashram. She goes there and just fell down to his feet and says, I wish I was dead. I wish I was dead. Because everyone is criticizing me. Everyone is rejecting me. What is my mistake? What have I done? In fact, I have come between the sun and the moon to create the balance. So there is this during Samudra Manthan. So when the nectar, the Amrit it was being drunk by the demigods. So between sun and the moon, a demon, Rahu, came and he sits there. So when they were passing, so they realized that, oh, it's a demon who is between us. So immediately they cut the head of the demon. But because he drank the uh, Amrit, so he became eternal. So his body was Ketu and his head was Rahu. So when she said, even he got like eternal, he drank the Amrit, even though he was a demon. But what's my mistake? What have I done wrong? I am just balancing the gap which is there. I'm just doing the good part. So she goes to Lord Vishnu, meets there, and Lord Vishnu says, "Calm down, please calm down. I understand your problem." And he says, like, "I assure you that I will provide you my shelter." And he says that your problem is rather severe. Let's go to Vrindavan, to Lord Krishna. So he caught by her hand and takes her to Golok Vrindavan. When they reach Golok Vrindavan, so the effulgence was so bright that she couldn't see anything. So Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana, he just hides her behind his back and directly takes her in front of Lord Krishna. So as soon as she sees Lord Krishna, she just starts crying. "I wish I was dead. I want to commit suicide. My life is of no use." And Lord Krishna was like full of mercy. He looks at Lord Vishnu and he's like, "Who is this lady? Why is she crying? This is Vrindavan. No one cries here. It is a place of bliss. How can be someone unhappy here? Who is this lady?" And then she narrates this entire story, how everyone is criticizing, how she is suffering, how she is going through everything. And Lord Krishna, he looks at Lord Vishnu and says, "Because you have given her your shelter, because you have accepted her, it is natural for me to accept her and give my shelter also." So Lord Krishna assures her that from today you do not need to worry. I'll give you my shelter. I'll take you under my shelter. And I'll accept you as my wife. Not only that, I'll give you my name. I am Purushottam, the Supreme Person. Now you will be known as Purushottam. So that is how the name of this month is Purushottam month. And Krishna also says, like, because my name is non-different from everything about me. So similarly, you will also have all glories, all beauty, all power, everything that I have. And those who will follow this month, do devotional activities and worship during this month, they will get thousands and millions of times the benefits than they will get during the other times. And not only that, if anyone who offends you, they will have to go through severe consequences. So this is how Lord Krishna, he showers his mercy upon Adhik Maas Devi, and now she is called as Purushottam month. So this was the story of the Adhik Maas Devi or the Purushottam month. Now we will see the importance of this month, and this will be told by Krishna himself to Yudhishthir Maharaj. So Lord Krishna meets the Pandavas, he tells, so the reason behind, so as I said, Yudhishthir Maharaj asked him, what is the reason we are suffering from this misery? So Krishna narrates this story of Purushottam Maas to them. And then he says, because recently the Purushottam Maas that went by, you did not honor it, you did not observe it. So that is why you all have to go through the miseries, the consequences. And so Draupadi was sitting there. She asked, like, they did not do that, but what's my reason for that? Why I have to suffer with them? I didn't do anything like that. So Krishna narrates one more story. So this story is of Medhavi Rishi and his daughter. So Medhavi Rishi was one of the great sages. He used to chant the holy names of Krishna every day, continuously do devotional activities. And he was so immersed and so absorbed in devotion that he forgets to get his daughter married. And the mother of the daughter already passed away, so they both are living in a hut. And every day he's chanting, doing devotional activities. And she is still unmarried because he forgot. And one day he was chanting, he was taking Krishna's holy name. He passes away, he leaves his body. So the daughter becomes very sad. She cries non-stop, and she is in lots of pain because she's alone. No one is there to take care of her. But Medhavi Rishi had a great friend, Durvasa Muni. So they were best friends. And Durvasa Muni, we all know who Durvasa Muni is. So Durvasa Muni is actually partial incarnation of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is known as Ashutosh. Ashu means easily or quickly. Tosh means satisfied. So he is easily satisfied. But he is also equally easily angered. So that is Durvasa Muni, who is known for his curses and very, hard curses that he gives, and his anger, how quickly he gets angry. But he was a good friend of the Rishi, Medhavi Rishi, and when he passes away, he naturally goes to his ashram, and the daughter comes to him and she cries. She cries in pain and says, I have no one. Please help me to find a husband. Please help me to get married. And Durvasa Muni says, I understand your pain. I know what you are going through. He compassionately tells her, but do not worry. Soon there is going to be Purushottam month that will be coming. So what you have to do, you have to just follow this month carefully and devotionally, and your all desire will be fulfilled. So after saying this, the daughter of the Medhavi Rishi, she replies, what are you saying? Like this month, which is Maas, which has no auspicious thing there. How can this month, observing this month, I can get a husband or I can be happy? I don't believe you. Just imagine she is talking to Durvasa Muni like that. And she is just talking and just criticizing them in front of him and say, I don't believe you. And Durvasa Muni keeps on hearing, and inside he is burning with anger actually. So when she stops, Durvasa Muni says, you are a foolish girl. Because of what you have said and because of how you have offended me, I would have given you a terrible curse. But you are the daughter of my friend who just passed away. So I'll ignore it. I'll overlook the offense done by you. But you have offended the Purushottam month. It is non-different than the Purushottam himself, the Supreme Person himself. So I cannot save you from that. And you have to suffer and face severe consequences because of that. And he goes away. And then the daughter of Medhavi Rishi, she starts growing old, become weak, and loses her beauty slowly. And she just becomes very sad. She's like, now I have to do something. So what she does is she starts performing austerity and do tapasya to make Lord Shiva happy. And Lord Shiva, who is Ashutosh, easily satisfied, he very soon becomes happy from the daughter of Medhavi Rishi, and appears in front of her. And when he appears, she cannot imagine like how so soon he appeared. And she was in like mesmerized and in shock, like don't know what to say. And she was trembling. So Lord Shiva says, like, I'm very happy what you have performed your austerity. I'm very happy with you. Please ask whatever you want from me. So she trembles and she says, I want a husband. I want a husband. And like that trembling, she says it 5 times. And Lord Shiva says, okay, you will get 5 husbands. She's like, no, not 5, just 1 husband. And Lord Shiva says, what I have said cannot go wrong. You ask for 5 husbands, you will get 5 husbands. And she prays, like, please have your mercy upon me. Please have your mercy upon me. I just want 1 husband, not 5. So Lord Shiva says, all right, you will not have 5 husbands in this life, but in the next lifetime, you will. And this is when Lord Krishna looks at Draupadi and says, Draupadi, because you offended Purushottam month, you have to go through the humiliation by Dushasan in the assembly. And because you asked for 5 husbands from Lord Shiva, that is why you have to marry all the Pandavas. So Krishna explains the reason to the Pandavas and Draupadi. And then he instructs that very soon the Purushottam month will be coming. So please very strictly and carefully follow that month, and your all desires will be fulfilled. And when this month comes, Yudhishthira Maharaj, he became very careful, and they just follow and honor this month as they should. And we all know like how they were able to get back their kingdom and ruled over for many years after that. So the significance of this month is even the dear devotees of Krishna, the Pandavas, they have to go through so much of miseries when they miss to honor this month. So that tells how important this month is and how we should have the right mood to observe it. So we started discussing with astronomy, and then we discussed the Navakalevra. Then we discussed the story of Maas, how she goes to Lord Vishnu and then to Golok Vrindavan, and then how Lord Krishna narrates the story to Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas and tell the reason behind their misery. Now we will see some devotional activities that should be performed in this month. So usually in such month, we keep upvas. Upvas means fasting. Upvas also means up plus vas. So up means near and vas means to stay. So upvas means to stay near Krishna. So we need to perform those devotional activities, that upvas that gets us closer to Krishna, that keeps us closer to Krishna. And the right mood should be while performing devotional activities, that we can increase our enthusiasm and the service attitude. That should be our mood, not ritualistically or suffering through austerities. The mood should be, we should be doing it with love and to increase our service attitude, to be servants of the servants of the servants, and have increase our enthusiasm to perform devotional activities, to serve devotees, or whatever we want to do in this month. So some are like, we can rise early and chant. That is for me, actually. And we can increase our reading. We can increase our hearing of Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. And it is recommended that the chapter 15, which is Purushottam Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, the yoga of the Supreme Person, that should be read as much as we can. Also, we should read other chapters too. But these chapters, if we have like not able to read that much, then this chapter should be must read. Also, devotional activities, these are in Purushottam month, only devotional activities work actually. So it is called Maas. So our Vaishnava Acharyas, they say like, yes, it is a Maas, because in this month, we can get the mal in our heart removed, the dirt in our heart removed. So it is a Maas actually. So that is the mood that we should also take it, to cleanse ourselves, to clean our heart by reading, by chanting, and also hearing and singing bhajan, Vaishnava songs and kirtans. Also, like we can offer to deities tulsi leaf, water, flower, fruits, ghee lamps, as we do in Kartik month, and that with love, not just for the sake of it. And we can perform austerities on our level, like we can give up some favorite item, say favorite vegetable, favorite sweets. We can try to sleep on floor. We can try to chant extra rounds, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds. But ultimately, the ulterior motive that we should have should be that of service and enthusiasm, and that's it. That should be our ulterior motive while doing these devotional activities. So these are the activities. These are some of it. Actually, there are many. Um, so these are the some of the activities that we should perform. We should try to perform, and not only in this month. The mood can be. We can do it in any month, any day, any moment. Actually, if we have the right attitude. But Krishna gives us such months so that we can become serious in our devotion. We can get closer to Krishna if we have forgotten him. So that is why these months are there. So overview, we discuss astronomy, significant event, Navakalebra. We discuss the story of Adhik Maas Devi, Lord Krishna and Pandavas, the devotional activities that we performed. So this is what I prepared, and thank you. And I'm really sorry if I said anything wrong, or because I am doing this almost like first time only. So please forgive me if I have not made your time utilized as you thought, but I just tried. Thank you. I'll end there. And also, I would like to say thank you or pay my obeisances and acknowledge, because the everything I prepared is mostly from His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj. So from his lecture, actually, I got all this material, and it was so nice. I recommend that you should all hear it, and it is actually much better. You will be able to understand than what I said if you are not, if you miss something or something is not clear. So that lecture you should all hear. And thank you, Gaur Kumar Prabhu. Thank you, everyone, for hearing me and giving this opportunity to speak. I'll just improve from here. Hare Krishna.